Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Eleanor and today I'm going to do my September wrap up. I read 5 books in September and I'm excited to share with you what I read. The first book I read was Midnight Sun by Stephanie Meyer. This was the first of 2 very big books I read in September, so I'm actually really pleased with my reading this month because normally I don't get to huge books like this. I did a whole review just about Midnight Sun, so I'll leave that linked in the cards and down in the description if you would like to get more details. But overall, I really enjoyed this book. This is Twilight retold from Edward Cullen's perspective, and it just made the world a bit more interesting. Edward Cullen is a vampire, he can also read minds. So you got to hear not only Twilight from his perspective, but from those around him because he can read their minds. You got to know more about the Cullen family, and it was just a bit more of a higher stakes book, reading it from the vampire's perspective. So I had great fun reading this, and it featured also in one of my reading vlogs, so I'll link that as well if you're interested. The next book I read was Dark Matter by Blake Crouch. I also did a separate review video about this book, so again I'll leave that linked in the cards and down in the description. I love this book. If there's any book off this list that I read this month that you should read, it should be Dark Matter. This is science fiction at its best. It's got some parallel worlds, it's got some mystery, it's got a lot of high stakes action, and it's so cleverly done, and it's such a page turner. You will start this book, you'll get invested straight away and you won't want to put it down. It's so good. I don't want to say much more because it's a book you shouldn't know too much about going in, because some of the surprises that come near the end are fantastic and they very much came and blindsided me, and it was excellent. So I would highly recommend this book and I had so much fun reading this. The next book I read was Exhalation Stories by Chiang. I don't have a physical copy of this book because I read it on my Kindle. This is a science fiction short story collection, and this was also excellent. If you're looking for a short story collection to read and you're interested in science fiction, I would totally recommend this because there are so many different stories within this. They're all very different. So even if you don't like one, you may love another. And I overall, I'm not going to list all the ones I loved because I really enjoyed all of them. There was a couple in there that were absolute favourites. But there wasn't a story in there that I didn't really enjoy and think was really clever. Ted Chiang has just such a way with creating these scenarios, and it reads like he's just had this one-off thought, and he's just ran away with it and built this whole story out of it. There was a couple of stories I really wished would have been full-length novels, and I think they would have been excellent. So I would highly recommend Ted Chiang's short story collection. The next book I read was Once Upon a Dream by Liz Braswell, which is another book in the Disney Twisted Tales series. Last month I read, what was it called? A Tale as Old as Time by Liz Braswell, which was a twisted tale on the Beauty and the Beast. This one, Once Upon a Dream, is a twisted tale on Sleeping Beauty. Now, Sleeping Beauty was my all-time favourite Disney princess film when I was younger, and I don't know why, because Aurora is barely even in the film because she spends the whole film sleeping, but I loved her. She was one of my favourite Disney princesses when I was a child. So I thought if I ever found a copy of this second hand, which my mum did, which is thank you for her for buying it for me, I would give it a go. I did not like this as much as the Twisted Tale about Sleeping Beauty, and I don't know if it's just because I expected so much because it's one of my favourite Disney films, but in concept this was a really interesting idea. It was the whole idea that Aurora, while she was sleeping, was dreaming and everyone was trapped in her dream with Maleficent and the castle's inhabitants, and she was trapped, and that whole idea was really interesting. I just don't think it was well executed at all. Aurora was a really boring character, and she just wasn't a great, nice character as well. And it's like, this is supposed to be a lovely girl hidden in the woods, and she's supposed to grow up to be a princess and a queen, and I just didn't really like her characterisation. So it was okay, but as I say, I very much preferred the Beauty and the Beast one. I think it was just done more successfully. And the last book I read this month was The Secret Commonwealth, The Book of Dust, Volume 2 by Philip Pullman. I have done a separate spoiler-filled review for this book, but this wrap-up will be up before that review is up, but I'll be sure to come back and link the individual review once it's live on my channel. I was greatly disappointed by this book. I'll go into more details in my wrap-up, but it just wasn't what I was expecting. It was very slow-moving. There wasn't a lot of plot, and it had a huge, huge disappointing cliffhanger. I won't say any more, but it was a massive, massive book, and if it wasn't for the audiobook narrated by Michael Chiang, I don't think I would have finished reading this book. I definitely would have probably DNF'd it at some point. I'm sad to have ended my September reading month on a low, but I'm excited about my October TBR. If you haven't watched the video already, I'll leave it linked below, but in the month of October I'm taking part in the Trick or Read-a-thon. Read-a-thon in the month of October, and I have a TBR video that I'll leave linked, and I'm very much looking forward to reading those books, so that should hopefully be a great reading month too. Now, as always, here is my reading stats in my bullet journal, so it's all the books I read, what I rated them, and how many pages I read each day. I'm really pleased with what I got read in September. I think I was much more consistent with my reading every day, and this is the first month in quite a while where I haven't successfully managed to read every single day and I haven't missed a single day. So I'm really excited by that. I'm loving reading at the moment, and I'm excited to get on to October and read some more there. Let me know in the comments below what books you've just finished reading and what you're looking forward to reading in October, or if you're taking part in any readathons. And also, if you've got anything you'd like to say about the books I've read, I love having discussions with you guys about these books. That's why I started this channel, and I just love engaging in conversation with you guys. If you like this video, please be sure to subscribe and check out all my social media links in the description. And thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.